For there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of God that is set before them.
Right, and that's talking to you Israelites once again. We're not out here for the heathen nations. Get me Amos chapter 3 verse 1, and then get me the one where it says, I send you to the nation of Israel. Because who you call God, the God of the Bible, is not dealing with the rest of the nations. He created them for a different purpose. Okay? They were created to serve you Israelites. That's their purpose on this planet. But because you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans and West Africans didn't appreciate what your God gave you, and you followed the gods of the heathen nations when you lot were satisfied, the Most High punished you and put your enemies above you right now. It's only for a dispensation of time. Okay? In fact, hold those, but get me Lamentations 2 and 14 to back up what I'm saying. My prophets have seen vain and foolish things of thee.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 2 verse 14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee.
Right, that's talking about your Christian prophets, your pastors, alright? And then, what is it? What's it called? Imam in your masjid. Okay, go on.
Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and have not discovered thine iniquity to turn away thy captivity.
Right. They have not discovered you Israelites' iniquity to turn away your captivity. Because you're still in captivity unto this day. You're subject to payments. Go on.
But they have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment.
Right, they've seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment. The oldest one that these Caucasians were bringing out was that you Negro Hispanics and Native Americans and West Africans were actually from the line of Ham instead of from the line of Shem. But then that got debunked. Go on.
All that pass by clap their hands at thee, they hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem.
SHALACHYA, right, and that's talking about the nation of Israel. The nation of Israel is the daughter of Jerusalem. Okay? And the Most High said that he's likened the daughter of Israel as to a comely woman. Okay? So you Negro Hispanics, Native Americans, West Africans, you turn from him right now. That's why he ain't happy with you. That's why you're underneath the Most High, the curses that the Most High put on you. Okay? Go on.
Saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty?
Right, and that's the heathens mocking you Israelites. And you've got your pants down behind your ass. Alright? And our women being disrespectful, this and that. The heathen nations watch that. But they're like, oh, is this the nation that the world calls the perfection of beauty? Okay? Because the heathen nations are always trying to be you Israelites. Okay? You got the fake Jews trying to claim your identity. You got Muhammad sitting at the feet of the Israelites and trying to copy and paste our laws, covering up his own women and trying not to eat pork when it don't even benefit him anyway, because the laws weren't given to them. All these heathen nations are trying to be you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Africans, but you lot don't want to be yourselves. You lot don't want to be the heritage that the Most High gave you. You're putting your God to shame. So since that's the case, he's hid his face from you. Get me, where is it? Hosea chapter 5 verse 15. I shall return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and turn to me. Okay? Because the Most High has not done away with his people. Go on, you got it.
This is the book of Hosea chapter 5 verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
Right, you Negro Hispanics, Native Americans, West Africans, you need to acknowledge your offense. Your offense is the fact that you follow the gods of the heathen nations. Okay? That's why you're underneath them right now. Okay? Go on. That's why they could try and call you brother and everything in the shop. They're not your brother. Do you understand? Go on.
Hosea chapter 5 verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction they will seek me early.
Right. So you seek the Most High's face. And that's understanding the scriptures of the Bible. In your affliction shall you seek him early. That's why you got our people waking back up now to the fact that they're Israelites. Okay? But it can't be hidden anymore. That's why these heathen nations are trying to be all pally-pally with you. I saw on YouTube, oh, who's the brother of the Israelites? You've got Muslims fighting with the heathen nations. They fight with each other trying to find out who's the brother of the Israelites. They're trying to get pally-pally because they know that when you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Africans wake back up, it's peak time for these heathen nations. They're going into captivity. Okay? Go on.
This is Ezekiel chapter 2, verse, I'll start from 1. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I'll speak unto thee. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet, that I heard him spake unto me. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me even unto this very day.
Right, and that's you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, West Africans. Okay? You've rebelled against your own God even to this very day. Okay? Even our mother goes, oh, I know my God. My God lets me do this, and my God lets me do that. That's the Alistair Crowley doctrine, which is do as thou wilt. Okay? That's demonic. Right. That's what the church is pushing. Okay? Your sins, what is it? Sins are done away with. Now you're impervious to sin. That's a lie. Because who the world was Jesus Christ has not returned yet. So you're still under sin. Go on.
For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord power. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house.
Right, and that's what we're doing even to this day. The Most High has his men rise up early before times to warn his own people this destruction to come. Get me, what is it? Matthew 24:37. Go on.
Yet shalt thou know that there have been a prophet among them. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. Though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou doest well among scorpions. SALACHYA. Thou dost dwell among scorpions, be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though there be a rebellious house. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. But they are most rebellious.
One sec. Right, and that's why where is it? When it talks about be not ashamed of me. Okay? The Israelites that are pushing this work, the brothers that are in this truth pushing this work, we're not ashamed of who the world with Jesus Christ. What does the Bible say? It talks about what? The foolishness of preaching. The Most High doesn't have to have us out here, but that's what? As it says in Romans chapter 12 verse 1, that's our reasonable service. Okay? But the Most High has us out here. Get me, what is it? SALACHYA. Matthew 15:24. This the word shall go out to all the ends of the earth, then shall the destruction come. Okay? That's why the Most High has us out here. So that there's no cloak for your sins when he brings this destruction. Okay?
It's Matthew chapter 24 verse 15. Oh, SALACHYA. 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness.
Right, and that's what's happening right now. This gospel being preached into the world for all a witness. That's why the Most High had brought us out at the last minute. Okay? Go on.
And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come.
Then shall the end come. Okay? Get me, where is it? Isaiah chapter 30 verse 20. Okay? Because the Bible tells you who your teachers are. The teachers are the smooth-faced, where is it? Bald head wearing, where is it? Devil in a suit, pastors. Alright? They're harsh men, they're austere men. Who the world with Jesus Christ was an austere man. He was a serious guy. Okay, go on.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 30 verse 20. And now the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction.
Right, so you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and West Africans. But your God give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction. Go on.
Sorry, have you got a tractor?
And the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
Yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore. Okay? Because we're young guys out here. But we know a lot. Okay? Go on.
But thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying.
Right, now your eyes shall see your teachers. Okay? Your eyes are seeing your teacher in front of your face right now. Because your churches are damn sure not telling you where you're going off wrong. Okay, go on.
And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it.
Right, and that's the way right now. That's what's happening right now. We're reproving you. Okay, give me that one that it says, I think is it Proverbs 4 and 12? The Most High 4 and 12, and Hebrews, I think it's 12 and 6. Alright, when the Most High chastises you as a son, you see what I'm saying? Got it?
Let me finish this. When you turn to the right hand or when you turn to the left. Okay? Let me get a quick piece in the middle. Matthew chapter 7 verse 28. When it comes to pass, when Yahushua ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine. For he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes.
Right. That shows that who the world was Jesus Christ, and his real image is down here, was an austere man. He taught as one having authority, and not as the scribes. Okay? Which brought her up in soothsayers. We're not out here to pacify you. We're out here to warn you. Go on.
This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 7 verse 25. Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt, unto this day have I sent you unto all my servants the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them.
Right. And that shows you the Most High's men are. As it says in what? Proverbs 1 and 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. Alright? In the chief places of concourse. SALACHYA. Go on.
But they hearken not, nor incline their ear, but walk in the counsels and the imagination of their evil heart.
Right, even unto this day. Because the Bible says that there's nothing new under the sun. You come back every third and fourth generation. Okay? When you die, you don't go to a little place in the ground, which is hell, that your church is teaching, you burn forever. Okay? What happens when you die is that your spirit goes up to the Most High, He judges you, and you come back down here and you live out your judgment. That's why you got niggas that are broke, alright? Or you got people that are, on a wheelchair, whatever, that's their judgment. Okay? That's why the Bible says it's a terrible thing to fall into the hand of the living power. But your churches aren't breaking this down to you, because they can't, because it's not been given to them to break it down. Give me that one in Isaiah, I think it's 18 and 10. The book is delivered to him that is unlearned. And they say, read it, I pray thee. And he says, I can't read it. Okay? Because that applies to your pastors and your preachers. Okay? They can't break down these scriptures because the Most High is not dealing with them. Okay? As it says in what? Lamentations 3:27. It is good that a man beareth the yoke in his youth. Okay? Come on, read that.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 29 verse 9. Stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken but not with wine. They stagger but not with strong drink.
Right. Because you Negroes, Hispanics, and Americans, West Africans, the main thing that you guys stagger with is that Jesus juice. For God so loved the world. Okay? Yeah, that Jesus purple drank. Okay? That's what's screwing you lot up. The name Jesus came from a slave ship. The first slave ship that left from the Isles of Portugal was called the good ship Jesus. Okay? Freaking hell, man, bit of research don't hurt. It's for your own benefit. I ain't out here for fun. I'm in my youth. I could be outside chasing tail, but I'm out here pushing these works, trying to save you Negroes, Hispanics, and Americans and West Africans. Your churches don't come out here in the pissing rain. Give me that one where it says, what is it? Preach, be instant, in season and out of season. Alright, go on.
Isaiah chapter 29 verse 9. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
Right. So that's 2/3 of our own people. Right? The Most High has poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep. In fact, give me, I think it's Isaiah chapter 6 verse 8. Grab me Isaiah chapter 6 verse 8 real quick. Because most of you lot, the Most High has condemned you. He's fattened your heart that you can't be saved. Okay? For God so loved the world that everyone can be saved. When I grab me that scripture afterwards, it says that there will be many more that perish than that be saved. Grab me that one afterwards, yeah? We'll read that one first.
This is Isaiah chapter 6 verse 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but ye understand not.
Right, so you Negroes, Hispanics, and Americans, 2/3 you don't understand. But then again, you don't want to understand because you feel comfortable in this society. As it says in what? Isaiah 30 verse 15? They trust in oppression and perverseness, and you stay therein. Because you have no faith. You think to yourself, oh, this is the way the world is. You feel comfortable in this world. But yet the Bible says in what? Romans 13 and 11, it's high time for you to wake out of sleep. Your salvation is nearer than you believed. Why is it that your churches aren't teaching you that? Because they're set up by your enemies. In America it's called a 501c3 tax-free charter, and over here it's called a theologian degree. But yet nowhere in the Bible will you find anyone who... Did Jesus have a theologian degree? Did Paul have a theologian degree? Did he have a theologian degree? Did Isaiah have a theologian degree? No, the Most High dealt with them directly. Okay? Through the Spirit. Go on, man.
And he said, go tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat and make their ears heavy.
Right, make the heart of this people fat and make their ears heavy. Alright, which means clog their mind so they can't understand. That's what the Bible talks about, what? Having the conscience seared of a hot iron. Okay? And that's most of the elderly people. Their conscience is seared with that Jesus juice. Okay? Because that's what the Bible says, what? You can't put new wine in old bottles because it will crack. Okay? Go on, man.
And shut their eyes in case they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their minds and convert and be healed.
Right, that sounds like damnation to me. Read it nice and swiftly.
Isaiah chapter 6 verse 10. Make the heart of this people fat and make their ears heavy and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and convert and be healed.
Right, lest they understand and they convert and be healed. You can't convert to being Israelite. When it says to convert, it means to change your ways. Okay? To come back. Okay? That's what it means. You can't convert to being a so-called black person, which means you can't convert to being an Israelite. Being an Israelite is a nationality. Okay? See, these religions that are out here in front of you, Islam and Christianity and Buddhism and all that, and Sikhism, you can convert to that. You can convert overnight and revert. You can convert and revert as many times as you like. Okay? It's like a revolving door. You can't convert. Can you convert to being a so-called Chinese man? Can I convert to being a Caucasian man? No. That's why these laws and statutes only apply to the Negroes, Hispanics and Native Americans. That's why the curses only apply to you lot. And the blessings also apply to you lot as well. Okay? Get me with the new covenant, Hebrews 8 and 8. About the heathen nations are going to get grafted in. Go on, finish that then.
This is Isaiah chapter 6 verse 11. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the city be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate.
Right. That's the only time that you lot are actually going to wake up. When you start hearing that these nukes are going to start flying, okay, then you're going to wake up and go, wait a minute, them Israelite brothers were right, you know. It's going to be too late. Okay, go on.
And the Lord hath removed men far away, and there be a great forsaking in the midst of the land. But yet in it shall be a tent, and it shall return and shall be eaten. Oh, no, that's the when it says the men remove men far away, that's the war going on in the Middle East. He's going to remove men from the border.
Give me Hebrews 8 and 8. That's a quick precept. Because I'm going to break down that. What is it? The Most High is not dealing with everyone. So when people go into the kingdom, these heathen nations aren't going to be with us, man. They're going to be underneath you, as they were before. Go on.
This is Hebrews chapter 8, I'll start from 7. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place be sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
No. Who the world who's God is going to make a covenant with everyone on the planet?
With the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
Right. Only with the Israelites. Okay? And the only reason Judah is spoken of separately is because it's the top tribe, and it expanded so large that it was recognized as a separate tribe. But they're still Israelites, they're just the top tribe. Okay? The new covenant is still going to be with you Israelites, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans and West Africans. Okay? The Most High is not dealing with the heathen nations. Okay? That's why the Bible says what? The Most High is going to wipe away all tears from who? From Israel. You heathen nations are going into mad tribulation when the Israelites get saved. Okay? That's why the heathen nations are trying to be your friend now. It's not going to happen. Get me, what is it? Psalms 149 and 7. To execute the judgment written. Because where's the, what's the word? Compensation for us going into slavery underneath the heathen nations. There is none. You Israelites talking about everyone's forgiven and everyone going to be in the kingdom. You're basically letting the heathen nations get away with slavery from what they did to you in slavery.